Good morning, everyone. Today I'm here with a presentation on Chains of Joy, a critical interpretations, or we can say analysis of Buchi Amichita's The Joys of Motherhood. These are academic information, table of content, introduction. Very briefly, we can say Buchi Amichita's The Joys of Motherhood, published in 1979, offers a powerful critique of the romanticized ideal of motherhood within a patriarchal African societies under the colonial rule. And this contrary to cultural promises that motherhood guarantee fulfillment, respect, and security. Nuigo's life reveal motherhood as a site of relentless sacrifice and economic deprivation and emotional abandonment. This is a hypothesis. This study hypothesis that Buchi Michita's present motherhood in the joys of motherhood as an oppressive institution rather than a source of fulfillment, shaped by the intersecting forces of indigenous patriarchy and colonial domination. It further assumes that women who conform unquestioningly to traditional maternal expectations like a nuigo experience alienation and erasure, whereas those who resist and reconfigure these norms like Adaku and achieve autonomy and dignity. So, the and research question is, how does the joys of motherhood reveal motherhood as an oppressive institution shaped by patriarchy and colonialism, and how do new egos conformity and Adaku's resistance illustrate constructing possibilities of female survival and empowerment. So the novel at a glance, like the joys of motherhood, follow the Nuigo, a traditional Igbo woman whose worth is entirely defined by her fertility. Married first is Ibuza, and then relocated to colonial Lagos, and endures infertility, poverty, polygamy, and abandonment, all in the disparate pursuit of the motherhood her society promises will bring happiness. So, as the critic, the Sindhu and Frederick, the title is ironically like the joys of motherhood turn out to be the sorrow of motherhood for new egos. As we all know that how this, despite bearing nine children. Nuigo has a nine children, but Nuigo dies alone on a roadside. So her sacrifice completely unrewarded by the family and society, and she devoted her life to surviving. So this. The title is very ironically the joys of motherhood turn out be the sorrow of motherhood. Then the motherhood ideal versus reality versus critics. So the cultural ideal in Africa society, woman worth is inseparable. Like a motherhood is a prerequisite for social acceptance, and many non-mothering women experience feeling of rejection and low self-esteem. And here is second is no ego's reality, like motherhood strap no ego in a poverty and self erasure. Like she compares her love for her children to a chain of slavery. Her children becomes a milestone around the mother's neck rather than a source of fulfillment. And another side is Imagita's critique, like a rich distinguish the lived experience of motherhood from is a patriarchal institution. Like Imagita exposes that culture that claim to honor mother while systematically denying woman authentic maternal development. And this no ego is a caught between two worlds. Then tradition versus rebellion. So one side is Nuigo, and on the other hand we have Adaku. Like Adaku is like a rebellion, and Nugo is a conformity. Like Igbo patriarchal expectations defines her entire worth, like worth through bearing sons, and then other is remains in Naif's house despite hardship because that is what is expected. And Nuigo have lots many sacrifice in her entire life, and female solidarity and personal ambition to pursue the role of good mother, and dies alone on a roadside also because she had nine children, even though she died alone on a roadside. So she was a prisoner imprisoned by her love for her children. And on the other hand we have Adaku, like a rebellion, and rebel against tradition that deny female agency and departs Neve's household, her daughters, rather than accepting subjugation. And financial independence, we can find the represent the contemporary woman, not tied in a tradition. So I'm not prepared to stay here to be the maid woman just because I have no sons. uh, and then patriarchy and gender oppression. So sons preference, like daughters are valuable only in terms of the bride price, they may eventually command. So son preference we can compare in this contemporary time as well. Then second is economical enslavement. We know that how economically Nuigo like household funds and household funds and nice reflect that it is your responsibility to feed your children. So it's not like that. And then third is polygamy, is the control that Neff inherits his brother's wife by custom, forcing Adaku into the household. So polygamy kind of idea was there. And then colonial amplification, that colonialism intensified patriarchal oppression, often because native men become a more tyrannical at home. Double colonization we can find in the indigenous patriarchy plus British colonialism. So this both connection we can find in the double as a double colonization. Like a woman stripped of pre-colonial authority, trapped in amplified service, and then matricide disrupted the development process. We can find the becoming a mother and losing yourself. So here we can say matricide in the specific character we have no ego, that identity and economically how no ego is reflected by Imagita. Then theory and feminist framework we can find that speak for themselves, reject homogenization and intersectionality, solidarity by struggle. So we can find this point we can applied in the joys of motherhood, that diversity of women like Ona, Adaku, Nuigo, Edanokwo represent four distinct female and female solidarity we can find. Now I conclude my presentation here. The joys of motherhood ultimately reveals that what society venerates as a woman's highest achievements can become her deepest wound. And no ego's unquestioning conformity leads to isolation, self-erasure, and emotional abandonment. These are my learning outcome. These are references. And thank you. Now I'm open for your question.
Can motherhood in the novel be read as a political role rather than the personal one?
Yes, we can find that motherhood in the novel political rather than the personal, because we can take an example of Nuigo, which this character continuously she have to work in the colonial rule. Nuigo have giving birth to her child and raising their children, but and it is not their own happiness or individuality. And as well not man's her husbands or her families or her society even not give the enough respect to her. So we can find that by force this Nuigo work done. So we can say that this novel is a political rather than personal one.
So my question is, how does novel anticipate modern feminist debates and unpaid care work?
Unpaid care work showing how women debated and debate like modern, or we can say maternal work like Nuigo, in her entire life she cleaning, cooking, and she also start up a small business like a tobacco shop to help their husband. But yet their work is not considered as the work, as a real work. So we can find that this modern feminist debates on unpaid care work like this. This is from my side. Thank you so much.